it's just pure aggression as well. I feel like it's honestly usually the day effect as well. He'll jump in a box, maybe get a full trio wipe out of nowhere. Sometimes it's the best of when he goes down, but I feel like for them to change that would be change what works for them as well. It's a team that's just doing it different as we now see everyone scrambling towards this half zone. We did see Stretch, Saf, and Avery on the high ground, and I just keep talking about the lingering effects of Zayt. They've already potentially got the high ground on this half. We saw Damir and Reverse ran for it, but they didn't build up high enough. They didn't want it, but I guess this is why Miro is just finding refresh after refresh on the low ground. Maybe they don't need the high ground to make this work, but you're seeing a very split end game, and unfortunately, it doesn't go the way of our high ground team for Stretch. It pulls completely across, and you just talked about it there. Proactivity. Reverse instantly moves for that next zone. There is no waiting. They are booking it as Booga, Clicks, and Bizzle are the team that gets the most favorable zone, and looks like they maybe need it. They're looking a little bit weak. They've taken some damage on the rotate, but 2 eliminations on the board. They're looking better than they were last week.
Yeah, and they're halfway on material count, so not bad considering they just pulled zone. That's going to go a long way here. Bizzle on the other side, again, has already given up all of his, pretty much his hard material. He's rocking on just Brick here to work with. He's going to be that player lurking in the backside right now. Let's see what he can do. Surge is also active right now. 11 players have to go down in this zone, and this is where, for most teams, it is the toughest time now to find your tags. But luckily, they are in front, and you can see because they're in front, they have to give away their front rotate lead because they need tags. Luckily here, they are going to find a few. Now they can get moving. They don't have to sit around much longer anymore, but even then, they're not completely safe.
No, this team loves forcing tarps as well. You see what they do? They'll break into the back of a tarp. All 3 of them will push together, stay close, and use other people's tarps. It's a good way to get damage. It is a bit risky, and sometimes it goes against them, but when you have the firepower of Booga and Clicks, you can really make it work, as now they found their team. It looks like they're collapsing in on them. Booga's going to keep building the tarps. Clicks and Bizzle need to get up to him. And just like that, Monster, they are now 338 above. They have just instantly, on a single rotate, on first rotating zones, have just changed the whole story of Surge for this team. There's 12 teams left, 30 players. Miro's in the feed, Avery's in the feed, Saf's in the feed. All of our big teams and our big names are in this one, and they're all gunning for that top 3. They want to kick off the pace. They want to get that top 3 early and hold on to it if they can.
And Bizzle actually finds Miro with a knock there too. So all of a sudden, we are watching those names fall on high ground. Stretch, Avery, and Saf looking to continue the legacy of winning these opening games on the big stage rounds. Let's see if they can continue to do so. Saf has a reputation doing it here. He's obviously done it many times before, and this is that momentum setter they are looking for. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, top 3 is all that matters. In order to secure that, you're going to have to win. You can't leave it behind. You need every single point possible. Even now, these 4 elims is nice, but it's not going to be enough. They want to make a big game out of this one.
Yeah, and the issue right now I'm seeing is the assault rifle ammo right now. They don't have the medium balls to make this work, but then Avery takes down Bizzle. Does he get any of it? Because right now I'm only seeing about 1 clip of ammo, but never
look at the loot.
What is the loot pool right now? There is just an absolute pile, a plethora of loot on low ground for them to grab. As Miro is down, Day and Reverse have to do this. You talked about it, Monster. They are a team that usually loses a member endgame. You kind of called that one perfectly there, as Avery now has found the ammo. Avery has the assault rifle ammo they need to apply the pressure. They're looking at no real full trios down below. Everyone's pretty weak, and there's 3 teams, 7 players right now. We have a trio, solo, never mind. It's a trio v trio. We have some of the new blood, some of the young guns on the block going up against some of the absolute competitive vets. Cole's just trying to tough out, build as much as they can, but you talked about it, Monster. This team starts off strong, they come out hot, and they know how to play high ground. It is very rare there will be an upset of a 3v3 low ground team coming out on top of our high ground kings. Literally one shot. I mean, Bizzle's also got it. They're going to need to do something huge here. They have to win this 3v3 with Booga and Clicks in absolute shambles.
Yeah, look, he can't even reload his rifle here. He's really just got to go for the pure gunfight at this point. Oh, no, and it's a team that's hot right now. User, Paul there, all waiting. Booga finds a big tag. It is going to be a knock in the siphon. Okay, enough to keep him in the game, and the refresher for the map. Out of the zone he comes. He's one of the quickest when it comes down to these builds, but the zone's still moving. He's going through enemy balls as well. Will he stay in? Yes, he gets there, and to his teammates as well. This could be a potential bounce back situation.
I mean, we've lost Clicks. Booga got the elimination. He got the 2 points, which is important, but didn't get anything else on the board. And this is the collision of 2 shambles teams from spawn fights. Who Fishy out of Pleasant, Booga's team out of Sweaty, running into what is a healthy team out of Craggy Cliffs with Peterbot's team. So not looking good for either of these teams. Peterbot's team maybe can get some easy eliminations, some easy storm surge out of that one, but
I genuinely respect it, though. Genuinely
Yeah,
respect the mind game
definitely.
at play. Like, that was the best thing they could have done there. Sitting idle is not really going to get them very far. You can see now they're down to their last hard materials. Avery on the other side, though. A member down,
no.
still trying to come back, though. The story is still in play here. Something is possible for Avery. He is making it work right now. 1 point is still an important one nonetheless. It's on to Leo once again here. Now he's scrambling, trying to run and stay in this round. It seems like all that pressure's coming in, and it's up against Aviv and Zuki. So he takes out a full-on trio, finds one, and gets out. Sneaky, but they're not letting him go for free.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate here for the team in first place. They had the Peppers as well, which I have to imagine they either found on elimination or maybe got them out of Lazy. There are a few of the nom crates at Lazy as Avery's backed up against the wall and goes down. That is an absolute win condition for that team. So again, in future games, as Bizzle and Booger are still in this one with the big damage, and that's a potential refresh if they can jump on it. The teammates have left them. Al's been left behind. I think this is Al's first round 4 appearance here, and he gets picked up by the vets, and they've now got something to work with. It's not a lot, but they've been doing a lot with not a lot so far here. Yeah, you touched on there as well. In reverse 2K Day Mirror out. Like, there's some big names who didn't have a big game that are still out of this one, as well as Bizzle finally gets found out. But what an effort by them. They get to 16th teams alive. They secure even more placement points, more eliminations out of that one. That 17th they just held on to was a 3-point swing. So honestly, really well played by them. As we now tune into our other Retail Road team, surely they're both not dropping there. Our French-Canadian contingent of Nick FN, Nobu Beef, and Luffy, and I believe Nick also just joined a Canadian org as well, which is super exciting from them, the North. So I don't know. We'll have to see how they can play this out on the low ground, though. And they're getting a lot of pressure put into them. This is a congested layer, and Nick is just trying to get into these halves.
Yeah, good reads there. He does swing back around, and just being able to keep up with his teammates here. Catch back up is huge. Oh no, Harpoon out though, loses opportunity to find an Elim, and the edits get opened as well. Gotta be careful letting your guard down. Everyone is hyper aware, and the fact that they're looking up means that there's a low ground team that is comfortable right now, that they have the ability to go ahead and choose what layer they want to see. Smack, Niddle, and Casper are still on that high ground though. They have successfully played it out. Lupian and crew were the next best team up on the standings right here, trying to stay in this one and vie for that top spot here. Fight for it. They can do it right now. They have enough mats. They don't have to really change the layers all the way if they didn't want to. This is all deliberate now.
Monster, this team we're tuning in with right now, it might seem odd because they're on 47 points. This is our highest point team right now. We are missing the top 13 teams from game 1. Game 2 has completely shifted everything. This is everyone's chance to catch back up and gain the points they lost in game 1. Nobu Beef's team on 14th and COD Genesis team in 15th are our 2 highest point teams right now. They're still alive in this one. So, I don't know. Niddle, Casca, Smack have a chance to jump up there as well. They have the Peppers on the high ground. They've already held off one team trying to take it from them. 6 eliminations. They need to get the points up though because they had a really, really poor game 1, but game 2 is looking fantastic.
Yeah, you can't drop the ball not too many times here now, and this just shows you in these 6 game format, anything can happen when you have the high ground now. These are your opportunities to make big strides, bounce back, and continue to keep yourself in this game. This is only game number 2, ladies and gentlemen. Look at the pressure from height. This is their game to win. They have everything that they need now. All they have to do is continue to walk the walk here and put down this pressure.
They got to walk the walk or run the run. They've got those Peppers still in it. Once they've got the high ground, not as advantageous, but I have to imagine that was probably the recipe for success that led to this moment. Popping those Peppers and ramping up the high ground is such a strong strategy right now as they're just putting down so much damage. It's going up the mountain. This has to be it for our low ground team. It's a 3v3 again on the low ground. Spegu's on the outside, 5 health. Goku's a little bit healthier. Straw Hat, Charlie, but they have 11 eliminations combined. Even if this team doesn't pull off the miracle play here, Spegu's going for the med kit. They've still had such a fantastic game. This game is going to see one of the biggest shifts in the leaderboard I think we've ever seen in a tournament, Monster. Everyone down the bottom is jumping up to the top, and it is now a 3v2, which means Spegu got the med kit off. There is hope still alive here, but Niddle, Casca, and Smack are just applying so much pressure. What are you supposed to do when you have a SMG, 2 ARs just straight down the barrel, constant firing, but someone has to drop down. They can't just keep spraying. Someone's going to go down as Niddle. They all go down as 3, and that is a 10 elimination victory out. Potential easy points, and then if you can clean wipe it, you get the rest of the loot at Sweaty as well. Again, looking awful for both the teams that drop here, and fantastic for the other teams that aren't contested, as it looks like Gabe Tali Sprite go down first. Booga Bizzle have a shot here to try to pull off an upset in a 2v3, but no, Bizzle falls. Booga does have 3 eliminations though, but this has been the story. Again, we keep talking about the lingering effect of Zayt. I feel so bad for Avery here. We're talking more about Zayt than the player that's in the team, but that has been their story. They come out hottest. Unfortunately, no, this is Niddle, Casca, and Smacked, our game 2 winning team, who was on an absolute tear. They jumped up 21 places with that performance, and it looks like they're not all going to fall, but they're going down at the hands of Miro, Day, and Reverse, which is fantastic for their team. That's 4 easy points on the board. Casca's holding on, but out of these games after getting contested on spawn.
Yeah, and you guys are seeing just how difficult it is to be a man down coming into these late portions of the rounds here, especially when Surge matters and other teams are looking to fight. Now, though, it's time to get to this zone here. There's no time to waste. The other team is right on their heels, and you can see Bizzle has to be left behind here as Booga is playing for himself right now. Bizzle does seem to have slipped out of harm's way for a little bit longer. And now, again, maybe he'll be able to rejoice, but look, they're so distanced apart from one another. Bizzle is literally going to have to play for himself at this point. Here and now, in order to maintain their top 10, if they want to stay in the running, if they want to stay in this conversation as a team that could realistically take top 3 with a lead, with a comfortable lead, and built strong on a great foundation. They have 4 elims already. That is massive, considering they have not had clicks since the opening instances of this game.
Yeah, they haven't had clicks for a while now. He did go down early. They had that 2v1 trade, and it looks like it was potentially for the best right now. Bizzle and Booga working really, really well together, and they get first rotating zone, so they're still in this with somewhat of a shot. It would be one of the best, if not the best clutches in history if they somehow pulled even, I think, a top 3 out of this, but holding on so well for the points. We see Nosh's team on the front side being a little bit quiet here when it comes to the end game. Just as Dictate and Use is a team that just missed out on qualification last week, coming in 4th place. They don't want to see a repeat of that, as our first place team after game 1 has fallen off the pace. This is the same story as last week. It's just so many teams struggling to find consistency.
Yeah, definitely. But Booga finds someone in the storm line. Does he get the finish? He does. And a follow-up as well. Beautiful knock there. And that's at least going to be a little bit more points as he edges his way towards that top 15. But it's not all over yet. On the other side, it is in-game, coming in hot for Reverse UK, Miro, and Day. And for the first time in a long time, we see all 3 of them healthy and well here. That's a scary situation. And again, it is because they have those peppers, just like you called it.
The Peppers are so versatile. The only real form of mobility you have in the game right now. But it's Adams, COD Genesis, and Coop on the high ground, a newly formed team. I talked about them last week. This is my band of misfits. 3 players that have individual incredible skill, but have struggled to find that full team that works with them, they want to play well with. But looks like they found that. And Reverse Day and Miro using the Peppers differently to how I would have thought. I thought they would have tried to go for the high ground with them, but either way, what they're doing is working. But no, Day goes down. It's just Reverse and Miro. My pick here to potentially win the game has gone down, but they have really good consistency, 63 points. This is a team that could jump up and potentially take that first place team, as a lot of the teams up on the top yet again are out. We're missing our top 5 teams, Monster.
Yeah, this leaves so much more room for other teams to go ahead and sweep on up, catch back up. And Miro, Day, and Reverse are doing that as well here. They already have 3 elims. They're in the top 10. They find another one on the way down. That's a single one too, so it's worth more than a normal elim. That's placement and points all put into one. Take a look at Miro on the move right now. He gets out of that box. He doesn't want to be on that layer, and now he decides it's time to get back in. He finds the 2 for 1. Back to back there, and the finishes as well. The full finish is perfect here. This is what we mean by get them to endgame and let them go.
Miro and Day just aren't playing the same Fortnite that everyone else is. The same rules don't apply. He gets stuck in a box in a 1v3, jumps out, sees a wood floor and is like, you know what? I can take him. It's only 3 players. Why couldn't I? Jumps in with the confidence of that big pump shotgun and manages to get 2 eliminations. He's still going as a solo, still fighting right now, and he's just positioning and moving so well. 5 teams alive, 12 players. This team, the spotlight often falls on Day for his eliminations, but Miro survives as a solo better than anyone else while still making plays. He's not hiding right now. He's not rotating. He's not sitting in boxes. He is looking for more points and more eliminations. 11 health. No, he's found, and we see our 3rd game of the day go down to a 3v3, but unfortunately, it looks like the 2 teammates are down, so it's going to be COD Genesis, Adams, and Coop who take out the victory out. It is, and Reverse 2K is such an interesting one as well. I've made so many, I want to say jokes because I feel bad at Reverse 2K's expense. They can't find this play by the day. It looks like Miro spots him, but I don't know what Reverse 2K has to do at this point to start to get more of the community's respect. He's literally won an FNCS. He's played so consistently in so many tournaments, and still, it just, his name is not up there where it should for how long he's been playing for and how much he's achieved. And I want to see him potentially do it, win another FNCS. The first person to have won 2 trios FNCSs would maybe finally get the respect. It looks like they're finally going to be able to find some success, and the gas can a great addition to that. If teams are basing up, they're having these long drawn-out fights, the gas can's a perfect way to do it, as Boogan clicks on the back foot right now. It's a 2v2 here. Bizzle's gone down, and Boogan does go down to the storm, so it's all down to Clicks. This is a big moment. If anyone can win this, it's going to be Clicks, as it's now a 1v1. Gabe goes down as well. Clicks might not realize they're going for the revive. He's going down for it. There it is. Clicks versus Sprite, and no, Sprite hits the quick edit and instantly cleans up Clicks. It looks like this one is going to go to Sprite, Gabe, and Tahi. Tahi will fall, but the reboot van is right there. Strafe's team making their way in. This is really any team's chance to do well. This is the most kind of more vanilla zone you're going to get, as it looks like we see the XZ duo and Clarity get into a fight here against Nobu Beef. Nick FN is still up here. Lupian has gone down. I think it's a 2v2. They've knocked Clarity, so it might be a 2v1 potentially. This means a lot for this team. XZ team, fantastic team, but they're down there on the points right now. Nobu Beef, Nick FN, and Lupian are right up there at one point in the top 3. They're now hovering around that top 5, very much in a chance for top 3. They need to have that big game, as Beef has 4 eliminations on the board. Looks like they want to play the high ground, maybe play that second height. They're stalking a team. Miro's not going to need too much permission before he beams them. And that's 2 of the 3 down. That is a massive refresh. That's massive points and potentially what they need to maybe take this high ground.
Yeah, and that's off the Strafes and split there. Again, they made it this far, but they end up making one simple mistake, and it's all over there. And that is why you have to close your tarps here, or these dangerous players will sneak on in and capitalize on the opening opportunity. 4 elims now. He gets brought down. No, Miro has to be careful until a box he goes, but no, it's his teammates there to back him up. And again, these are the final zones here.
And this is very deliberate positioning here. They're kind of on second height. They're a little bit further down. They're taking an eye on it. They also have the harpoon, but they're looking mostly down. I don't believe they want to make a huge play for height. I think they know they don't need a huge game win. They just need points, and that's what this team does best. Miro jumps down. The big pump, the AR follow-up. He can't get the loot, but right now, with the double refresh they've had, I don't think they need it too much, and that's Niddle, unfortunately. Casca and Smack have to try and close this one out alone. Smack does get elimination in the feed, though. Nani is in this one, too, so there are big names still up on the board. Dusky as well, but all eyes on Day, Miro, and Reverse, and Miro with the 4 eliminations and pretty much the best loadout you could ask for to try to win this game.
And with the amount of elims they already have, they're looking to run away with it. They're going to find another one into an enemy box. Just get off the layer or get taken out. That is literally what they're saying to everyone here. And now it's Crumble and Nexi there. Where's Mars? Will they find him? No, he's already on the run. You can see the exit in the edit there. He left the tarp the moment his squad was taken out. But no, never mind. Another player's here. It's a full trio. Exchanges are going back and forth. It's Avery and company. Avery. So this is Saf there. And Stretch, can they play the defense? No, Miro's on the move. He's trying to escape here. It's close.
That's a big trade. They both trade out that 2nd place onto 5th place right now. So huge moves for both of them. They both need this fight as Starkey takes down Nanny. We don't know who's on high ground, but Miro and Reverse are going to try and close this one out. They've already done so much. This is a 9 elimination game, and there's still potentially 17 other players they can eliminate. Dom's on the low ground. We still don't get to see who's on that high ground. I want to know who that trio is that's lurking. They're not being too active in the feed as far as I can see from eliminations, but they're racking up those placements. There it is. it's Zucky, Aviv, and Leo. And right now, they're not putting down the elims. They're not putting down the damage. They're putting down a bit of pressure, but they need to ramp it up. They need to start accelerating because they need points. That's only one elimination on the board in 64 points right now. Push for top 3. Don't play for just this victory royale. You need the elims on top because Miro is finding them.
Yeah, he's still going. Give us more, Miro. Let's see what you got. 35 HP. Can he hit that power shot to bail him out and keep him in the game? He's going to be able to get these shields off. The siphon kicks in, and he's back like he never left. He has officially snatched that elim record, right? He's trying to hold that one. He's at 7 already here. What more can he do? Today is his day indeed here. Let's look at it. 10 players remaining here, 4 teams. High ground is literally running out of fuel here. Now they have to take the shotgun fights, Aussie. They don't have medium ammo. They jump onto reversing company. They find something, but is it enough? Miro turns it around. He's still coming back. And now it's his high ground. Another tag. That's 2. Can he get the 3rd here? Is all he needs now.
He needs the siphon, and no, it was a 1v2 for high ground. A fantastic play for Miro. Almost did it, but man, the amount of eliminations they racked up, I don't think it's going to matter. Surely they're in first place, but as I say that, Dusky, Dom, and Spade, they've got points up on the board. 120, I believe they're going to finish with. That's a 7 elimination victory out.
Yeah, definitely. And now comes the layer change. Good reads here. Miro gets a little hungry there, finds some tags, but slows down, and good on him to pull back and get reverse UK. Remember, there is no time for him to fall down now. Without Day in the mix here, they are literally handicapped here in this final situation. They're at a disadvantage. They have to be careful now on how they play this out. Let's see how Sean can actually make up for this, though. Sean's down and out. He's going to go for the heal. Don't know if that was too late or too early. Explosions come through. He's exposed. He's out in the open here. He's going to sit there, and it seems like he does get the med kit off. Was it worth it? It is at least enough placement point, and he stays in. That's the top 14. I count that as a W. Those are points. Those matter.
And now this matters a lot. Stretch, Sap, and Avery on low ground. Don't often see them down here. They're 52 below, but only 2 players have to go down. Never mind, they're back above. And Stretch takes down Clarity, one of his old teammates. It's been a while since you've heard those 2 names together. But Sap and Stretch have to do it as a duo. Avery falls here. 2 eliminations. They need to hold on. 108 points. This team came into this game in 5th. They're pushing for a top 3. They didn't make round 4 in qualifier 1, so there's a lot of pressure on them to get that automatic qualification. And Stretch goes in when pressure's on. Stretch clutches up. He was one of the best solo players in NAE East, but he hasn't done it against full trios. He's making it to front side. We see Miro still in the feed as well. We see Gabe in the feed. We see Trap in the feed. Nobu, Beef, and Nick are going down. That is potentially our 2nd place team out. Sorry, our 3rd place team. 2nd is already down. So Day and Miro need to keep pushing forward. Their team needs to hold on. But Sash, Stretch, and Avery, this is their best chance to catch up with only 1 game to go.
And reverse is still going. Look, he's still there. He's in the feed. He's lighting things up, and everything's starting to catch up here. He does get caught out. Into top 5 he goes. It's still a great performance. Stretch now finally breaks that 6-digit or 3-digit mark as well. He's up here. He is still operating, though, as well. Can he get this top 3? Now the heals come in, too. These are going to be all chewed up right now. He needs as much HP as possible. What can he do? What kind of impressive performance can Stretch pull out here? He is by himself. We've seen crazier things happen, though. You cannot count him out. A 2nd place is a steal, and Elim is even better. He is picking things up when he shouldn't. Playing with house money, and even as a solo now, it should be all but over. But he's not giving up, not for free. He fights to the final moments, and 4 Elims. 2nd place he goes.
Oh, well, okay. Right, this is super interesting.
I told you, he's not going to let us live it down.
Let's not talk about 1st position because that one's sorted. 2nd, 3rd. I mean, look down the table here as well.
Wow.
Honestly, guys, I mean, look at that. 156 points. I mean, that's a strong. I mean, for me going into the last game now, you know,